I am Adetola Kayode. You're welcome. Vice President Kashim Shettima has inaugurated the National Road Safety Advisory Council with a charge on members to align with global best practices in reducing traffic crashes. It therefore tasked the council to set national road safety strategy targets and ensure effective coordination between federal, state and local governments to achieve shared road safety objectives. Speaking during the ceremony on Friday at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, Vice President Shettima emphasized the critical nature of road safety, stating that road safety is not merely a matter of policy, but a critical part of the lifeline that connects the people of the nation. He further praised the Federal Road Safety Corps FRS's commitment, noting that the Corps has consolidated a robust strategy to addressing the nation's road traffic challenges in its relatively short existence.
From feedback and best practices from around the world. This gathering is a testament to our resolve to improve, and I am delighted to share in the aspirations of the Federal Road Safety Corps to stay current and revitalize the activities of this critical part of the organization.
In his remarks, the Corps Marshal of the FRSC, Shehu Muhammad, was also the Secretary of the Advisory Council, said the inauguration of the body opens a new vista in road safety management in Nigeria.
More partnership, more of a building relationship where funding, care and attention will be given to road safety as an agenda. More of road traffic crashes reduction, more of intervention when crashes occur, more of visibility of road safety men on the road, and more of engagement, advocacy, public education, sensitization, and enlightenment of the general public on how to use the proper use of the road.
The establishment of NASAC aligns with recommendations from the World Bank Country Capacity Review, which identified areas of improvement in Nigeria's road traffic administration and safety management. And Senate President Godswill Akpabio has hinted that market forces would stabilize the price of fuel soon. Akpabio, who made the declaration during a media briefing, said the market forces on deregulation would not lead to a significant increase in fuel price. He explained that the removal of the petroleum subsidy is a necessary step to redirect funds to more critical areas. Akpabio spoke in response to a question on the recent fuel prices by the Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation Limited, added that the removal of subsidy would mean that Nigerians would need to tighten their belts.
This will be corrected. If you look at, I haven't actually assessed what is happening in terms of pump price increase, but it's not pump price increase, it's deregulation. If you are taking away the continuous subsidy and then you want people to pay for the actual price of what we consume, it means if you have 5 cars, you will now use 1 or 2. You understand? It simply means that you are going to stop the idea of subsidy in order to make sure that the monies are used for other things. So I don't expect any increase in pump price. I will expect the market forces to determine. And I will expect that now that the NNPCL is no longer going to bring petroleum products into the country, it means those who have the capacity will bring. And you know, the more the product is available, the cheaper the price.
Recall that the price of fuel in Lagos rose to 998 per litre recently. And troops of the Nigerian military have successfully eliminated the notorious terrorist commander known as Mehi Jabi in Jigawa State, along with 165 other terrorists across its theater of operation in the last 2 weeks. Director Defense Media Operations Major General Edward Buba, who disclosed this to newsmen during a bi-weekly briefing on the armed forces operational activities in Abuja said the elimination of the terrorists occurred in the military operations conducted recently. He added that within the period under review, troops also arrested over 200 suspected terrorists and rescued 188 kidnapped victims across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. General Buba further emphasized the Nigerian military's commitment to combating terrorism, noting that troops are strategically deployed nationwide to dismantle terrorist networks and enhance national security. The Defense Headquarters also reaffirms the Nigerian Armed Forces' role in ensuring the safety of citizens and also cautioned against any threat or inflammatory remarks regarding military operations, asserting that such actions could have serious consequences. The All Progressives Congress APC has suspended the Minister of State, Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Heineken Lokpobiri, and the party's 2019 governorship candidate in Bayelsa State, David Leon, for alleged anti-party activities. The suspension extends to the State Commissioner for Power, Karim Kumoko, Commissioner for Lands and Survey, Pere Bewari, former APC State Chairman Jonathan Amos, an ex-official member of the National Executive Council, God Bless Diriwari, and Southern Ijo APC Youth Leader Shabi Morgan. A party stakeholder and APC Chairman, Ward 3 Southern Ijo Omiebi Fuebi, including all ward executive members, as well as the APC ward for Southern Ijo, Claudius Odobu, and all the ward executive members were all suspended by the party. Briefing journalists earlier in Yenagoa, the state capital, the chairman of APC in Ekeremo local government area, Senator Miti Enyekenemi, flanked by the local government executive members, handed Lokpobiri and Kumoko indefinite suspension. Enyekenemi adds that the action was sequel to a report of the disciplinary committee set up in accordance with Article 21.3 subsection I and Party's Constitution 2022 as amended, and specified that Lokpobiri used his supporters to institute cases in court against the party and also establishing a factional state secretariat of the party. The Federal High Court in Abuja has restrained the National Executive Committee and Board of Trustees of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) from removing Umar Damagum as the acting national chairman of the party. Justice Peter Lifu orders that no person other than Damagum should be recognized as the PDP national chairman until the party's national convention scheduled for December 2025. Justice Lifu issued the restraining order against PDP, NEC, and BOT and others while delivering judgment in a suit instituted against them by Senator Umar El Gashmina. The judge held that in line with Articles 42, 47, and 67 of the PDP, it is only at the national convention of the party that national officers can be elected. According to him, PDP members are bound by the party's constitution and must always act in line with it. The plaintiff, who claimed to be the chairman of PDP in Yobe State, instituted the suit against PDP and 8 others, alleging that some of the party's stakeholders have been holding clandestine meetings to forcefully remove Damagum from office in gross violation of the party's constitution. He said former deputy governor of Kogi State, Philip Salau, was being pushed forward as Damagum's replacement. The Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the January 22 judgment of Justice James Omotosho of the Federal High Court in Abuja that nullified the passage of Rivers State's 800 billion naira 2024 budget by 4 members of the House of Assembly loyal to the state governor. delivering a judgment in an appeal filed by the Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, against the January 22 judgment. A three-man panel of the appellate court, led by Justice Joseph Oyewole, dismissed the appeal for lacking in merit after affirming Martin Amaewhule was loyal to the former governor of the state, Nyesom Wike, as the authentic Speaker of the Assembly. The court went ahead to award a cost of 500,000 naira to be paid by Fubara to each of the respondents in the case.
It stated that Right Honorable Martin Chike Amaewhule is the authentic Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as found by Justice Omotosho, and that the other 26 members are still the valid members of the House of Assembly. And any act done without these persons participating is clearly a nullity. They clearly stated that they are equally affirmed that the budget purportedly passed and under the purported leadership of Edison Ehieze is clearly a nullity.
What the Court of Appeal has done today is to reaffirm the judgment delivered by Justice Omotosho, and every single matter decided in that judgment by Justice Omotosho was upheld today by the Court of Appeal. So there is no contention whatsoever on the issue of speakership, on the issue of which one is House of Assembly. In fact, the Court of Appeal said today that everything those three individuals are doing, that they are doing it in a secret place. Emphasis was made by the Court of Appeal today, and that it is not known to law.
Meanwhile, the court further ordered Governor Fubara to represent the 2024 budget to the Martins Amaewhule-led Assembly. Justice Omotosho had in the January 22 judgment described the passage of the Rivers State 2024 appropriation bill by the lawmakers led by Hehe Edison as an aberration and illegality. The Chief Judge of the Federal High Court of Nigeria, Justice John Soho, has rejected the request by the detained leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, for Justice Binta Nyako to recuse herself from his case. Justice Soho returned Nnamdi Kanu's case file to her to handle, saying two other judges were previously recused from the case, adding that Kanu's case was reassigned to Justice Nyako due to its prolonged nature as far back as 2015. Since she had handled the case for the most part, she was deemed the most suitable judge to see it through to its conclusion. However, the Chief Judge directed that if at the next hearing of the case, Kanu still insists on recusing Justice Nyako, he must file a written notice with an affidavit stating all the grounds for requesting the recusal. Kanu must also serve on the prosecution team and appear before Justice Nyako for her review and determination. Then she can make her decision. And here in Lagos, the Babajide Sanwo-Olu administration will continue to provide a secure and safe environment for residents and for businesses to thrive. The governor reiterated this while he played host to the Prime Minister of Grenada and the Consul General of Korea to Nigeria at the Lagos House Marina. Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu welcomes the Prime Minister of Grenada, Dikin Michel, who was accompanied by Africa's richest man, Aliko Dangote, to Lagos House Marina. The Prime Minister of the Caribbean country says he is in Lagos to consolidate last year's discussion on investment with the governor, giving kudos to the number of giant strides Nigeria has made in agriculture, fashion, music, and cultural heritage. Michel says he is looking forward to more collaborations and bilateral relations with the country and Lagos in particular.
We are happy, to see how we can further deepen, ties and bilateral, movement, arts, culture, entertainment, these are things that pretty much are common, between our two regions, and let's look at how we can, develop that mineral resources, and just sort of like create an ecosystem, that our people can indeed be very intentional and be deliberate and create, businesses in these two regions. So we wish you all the very, very best, in your country, in your region, and we believe that, the mantle of leadership that you have now will help galvanize and improve, the Caribbean-African relationship, the West African, and Caribbean relationship, more importantly, and we can both create an ecosystem that our people will be happy, will be happy with us. And
Governor Sanwo-Olu commended the Prime Minister's leadership skills, assuring him that Lagos is open to business that will facilitate growth on both ends, constant efforts at creating an enabling environment for both local and foreign investors.
I'm really happy to be here. This is, as I said, merely a courtesy call. We had some discussions earlier as to the various areas of cooperation that we certainly think we need to pursue. We can start with areas of the movement of our people, because I think that's the starting point. If I can get to Lagos and if you can get to Grenada, it becomes obviously very difficult for us to pursue that relationship.
There was exchange of commemorative cultural gifts between both parties, especially for the Prime Minister and some members of his family visiting Nigeria for the first time. Governor Sanwo-Olu had earlier played host to the Republic of Korea's Consul General in Nigeria, Lee Sang-ho. Welcoming Mr. Sang-ho, the governor revealed that Lagos is open to new partnerships, assuring that his administration will continue to provide a secure and safe environment for businesses and residents in the state. The Consul General says his visit is to consolidate the relationship between the Republic of Korea and Nigeria, especially Lagos, with hundreds of Koreans living in the center of excellence. Members of the Executive Council and other team members of the Korean Consulate were in attendance. Adetola Kayode, LTV News. The Lagos State government has assured residents of good governance, policies and adequate security at the grassroots level. Secretary to the state government, Abimbola Salu Hundeyin, said this at a meeting with secretaries to the 57 local governments and local council development areas in the state.
Give us a platform to know what is happening in the state and how we will take some informations, the activities of the state government, to liaise it and take it to domesticate it back to our local government. They know that of a truth, there are a lot of security challenges in our communities, and we all brought that to bear. And through the office of the Secretary to the State Government, we were told and channeled in the direction of where the state is going to. And as local governments, we too should key into the state policies.
Policies that we have arrived at the state level, we want to be sure that it is actually cascading to the grassroots and that people understand and it is having positive impact on them. And if there are challenges, because they are the grassroots, they bring it to us, which then we cascade to the state. As a secretary,
the SSG also appealed to her counterparts at the grassroots to sensitize the state indigents to apply for the ongoing military recruitment exercise.
4 passes in 2 sittings, school cert, NECO, and even trade certificates. But they must be indigent. And even the federal government has a way of checking indigenship, not just from the states. They too said it is here. Because the local government will sign, the traditional rulers of those states will sign, and then at the federal government level, they also have a way. The Federal Character Commission also gets involved to ensure that we have indigents of each state. And you know, it's
Recall that the Office of the Secretary to the State Government had met members of Police Community Relations Committee on the military recruitment exercise. Plans are underway by the Lagos State government to implement employees' assistance programs to help civil servants find mental balance and more in the workplace. This was disclosed at the event organized by the state government to commemorate 2024 World Mental Health Day. Health correspondent Damina Delegushi tells us more.
Of this weight we carry that no paycheck can hide. It is time to prioritize, to feel, to care, because mental health, my people, is real.
Prioritizing mental health, especially at the workplace, is the focus of this year's World Mental Health Day. This event, organized by the Lagos State Ministry of Health to commemorate the day, aims to create more awareness about mental stability and care. Wife of Lagos State Governor Dr. Ibijoke Sanwo-Olu, who is here represented, appealed to people suffering from mental health disorders to seek help and not discriminated against in any form or guise.
Employers of labor must consider the importance of reducing the burden of workloads imposed on their workforce. This has been exemplified by the Lagos State government in approving flexible work hours for its employees, so that all workers don't have to be physically present at work every day.
Special Advisor to the Governor, Dr. Kemi Ogunyemi, disclosed that the state government has established a new helpline.
I am excited to join in announcing the launch of an additional Lagos Lifeline Smart number 0700 000 MIND, M-I-N-D, which is 0700 0006463, which will expand access to mental health services across Lagos.
With the new smart number, we're also going to be able to have people work remotely as licensed counselors to also provide support for those who are living in Lagos, those who are not living in Lagos as well. Globally, number of countries that have helplines are very few, and in Africa, very minimal. And so for us in Nigeria, for us in Lagos, pioneering this project through Mr. Governor's support and directive and approval, we've been able to do something that hasn't been done in the country before, and also within the continent of Africa.
The benefit and plans to implement Employees Assistance Program was highlighted.
It encourages employee engagement and worker productivity. People feel like they are part of an organization because they feel that the organization or the institution cares for them. It decreases direct and indirect business costs. It increases job satisfaction.
We're going to work on how to bring that out as a policy for government, and we will outline all the steps, the responsibilities of the employer, the responsibilities of the employee, and find leaders, champions amongst the employees that will help drive it. And then when we sit with HOS and we decide how it will work service-wide in Lagos, this is something we will then cascade to the private sector.
The significant part of this event is the kind words written and attached to balloons that were released into the air to bring smiles on the faces of anyone who it reaches. Aminat Elegushi, LTV News.
You're still watching the news on Lagos Television. Still ahead. Lagos State House of Assembly begins 9th annual constituency meeting. Focus on food security. That's in a moment. Please stay with us. Stay tuned. Ensuring food security for a sustainable future, youth participation in homegrown farming is the theme of the discuss at the 9th edition of the annual constituency meeting of the Lagos State House of Assembly, held simultaneously in all the 40 constituencies across the state. Olatudo Yusuf was at Agege constituencies 1 and 2 meeting, and here's a report.
At Agege Constituency 1, residents were educated on the theme of the meeting, identifying the root causes of food insecurity and how it can be tackled.
My suggestion that will get us out of the woods is for government at all levels to subsidize farming hugely. Access to credit farmers should not only be as easy as pie, it should also be given at a very low interest.
The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Obasa, representing the people of Agege Constituency 1, said the stakeholders meeting is necessary to engage the constituents in the art of governance and in turn ensure that their input counts in affairs of the state.
Today's deliberation is expected to identify the root causes of this problem of food insecurity, which basically points to the fact that citizens have abdicated their socio-economic responsibilities to the government.
He said the Assembly is committed to tackle challenges of insecurity, urging youths and other residents to take farming as a serious business.
Our concern is to ensure that our people stop complaining about what they have to eat, complaining about hunger and all that. We can always provide for ourselves. It's just all about effort. The effort you put and introduce into it. Wherever you live, you can take advantage of your backyard, your space to do something. And by so doing, it will affect the price of food items in the market.
Agro involvement is very important within the Youth League because that's where the energy is. Food has to exist. It means our Youth League must be self-aware of that ideology of planting. It's very, very important. And God has given that natural phenomenon that once you put seed in the ground, it naturally grows. It's just the awareness that matters. Our Youth League is gradually driving away from it. Tech is taking it, and other vices are taking it.
Also, in Agege Constituency 2, Honorable Abdulkarim Jubril intimated his constituents on the activities of the Assembly, while also speaking on the theme, which is focused on food insecurity.
To us in Agege, it's one of the ways that we used to appreciate our people. We get back to them, at least to let them know what we are doing and to hear from their own end. And why this today or this year is so significant is because of the theme of today, because of what is really happening in Nigeria as of today. So everybody knows the situation we are finding ourselves because of the economic situation of the country. In as much as we want a change for a better, and in as much as we want a change, we must do something differently from what we have been doing so that we can achieve the purpose of governance that we are all expecting.
It's an avenue for all members of House of Assembly, the 40 members, to go back to their various constituencies and talk and interact with their constituents. And what do I mean? Iyaloja will speak, the artisans will speak, so that from there will be a communique that will be agreed upon, and those will be put together and sent to the executive.
The interactive session gave the community members opportunity to ask questions on areas of concerns and contribute to the development of the community. Olatudu Yusuf, LTV News.
And as with other constituencies in the state, residents of Akpakpa constituencies 1 and 2 have commended their representatives for their contributions to community empowerment and facilitating different life-changing programs. Again, Olatudu Yusuf reports.
It was an interactive session at Apapa Constituency 1 stakeholders meeting as the Deputy Speaker of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Honorable Mojisola Miranda, listened with rapt attention to residents as they present their challenges before her. Addressing the constituents, Honorable Miranda assured residents of the commitment of the House of Assembly as giving their concerns favorable consideration. She stated that the focus of this year's stakeholders meeting is on food security, advising all to embrace farming.
We have decided to come out to encourage our people that there is light after every tunnel, just to motivate them that we can also do things on our own within the confines of our home. I want to encourage our people to remain focused and calm.
We're encouraging people. We need to sensitize people that they can start in their own compound. So people must be encouraged to go into farming. I think that's the only thing that is needed because we have good land. They can easily get seeds.
The meeting was also an opportunity for Honorable Miranda to present school stationaries to indigent students within the constituency.
I want to thank her for giving us bags, shoes, uniform,
and mathematical maths. So I want to thank her for everything she has done. I want to thank the Honorable for all he has done in our life and our great future.
Joining other 39 constituencies, Apapa Constituency 2 is not left out of the stakeholders meeting as Honorable Musbau Lawal, representing the constituency, presented activities of the assembly before its constituents.
On our part as lawmakers, we have also created an enabling environment for farming activities to thrive in the state, particularly through the passage of anti-open grazing of livestock law in September 2021. Some of these agricultural initiatives and interventions are the setting up of the 34-hectare Ikorodu fish farm estate, which has capacity of producing and processing 10,000 tons of fish per year.
We have to work very hard. We have to work very hard and go back to farming, and that is the only solution. If we are depending everything on importation, there is no way we can be balanced.
It was an opportunity for residents of the community to present their needs and speak on the importance of the meeting, as Honorable Musbau Lawal in turn organized free medical outreach for the people.
It is coming with some health benefit like insurance, health insurance for 300 constituents. We have people checking their vitals, their blood pressure, and teeth washing. It's one of its kind.
Ninth in its series, the stakeholders meeting is organized by the Lagos State House of Assembly with a promise that all demands will be presented to the executive arm of government for implementation. Olatudo Yusuf, LTV News.
Encouraging youth participation in agriculture will help reduce the impact of food insecurity and create sustainable food systems in the country. This was the thrust at the 9th stakeholders meeting of members of the Lagos State House of Assembly with residents of the 40 constituents in the state. Ikorodu Bureau Chief Adeshegun Egap reports.
Planned for the purpose of interacting with constituents in order to get their views and needs for government's attention, the Lagos State House of Assembly holds its annual constituency stakeholders meeting. In Ikorodu Constituency 1 and 2, the honorable members said it is a feedback mechanism and a means of collaboration with constituents.
Youth participation in farming and home-growing farming. It is important to realize that this is a multi-faceted challenge that requires a comprehensive approach because food security encompasses not only availability but also accessibility, affordability, and nutrition value.
I thank the right honourable speaker and the other ranking members of the assembly for this opportunity to talk to the people and try and encourage them and galvanize the citizenry towards a common purpose.
With the theme, ensuring food security for a sustainable future, youth participation and homegrown farming, the lawmakers call for a strategic approach to farming in order to reduce the impact of food insecurity in the country.
What these stakeholders is giving us is also propelling us into the next year budget. Now I know what my people want. I know what I'm going back to the house to fight for. So and that is exactly the main reason of this stakeholders meeting. We want to listen to them, really know what they really need. As their representative, I can't know it all. I can't be in Oreta, I can't be in Ofin, I can't be in Mota, I can't be in Nigeria one time. But I have good people living there.
Let focus our attention as Lagosians on our area of comparative advantage, which is farming. You understand? Farming in whatever form, behind your house, in your house, by the riverine area, turning the water into fish pond, any kind of farming. You understand? We want our children to go back to the farm on a small scale.
Leaders of the constituencies are appreciative of the enabling environment to discuss pertinent issues that concern residents, urging youths to participate in agriculture for food sufficiency and economic development.
Part of what we can do is what the state government has started, especially the legislative arm, bringing youth into agriculture, encouraging them. It's a good starting point.
All these are fish of a thing that he said they are coming up now, the homegrown food that they are coming up with. I'm very sure that there's going to be an adult committee for it. The youth should be part of it. You know what I'm saying now? So it's not going to be only the adult alone, because we are the one that know where the true pinch is. Yeah, you get what I'm saying now? So we should be part of the process of the committee so that we can speak for ourselves, we can speak for our colleagues. We are ready.
The annual constituency stakeholders meeting is held simultaneously in all 40 constituencies in Lagos State. Adeshegun Igop, LTV News.
Apart from cultivating common food staple food crops, Lagos residents have been advised to embrace animal rearing and poultry production as the fastest route to achieving food sufficiency in the state. This was stated at the 9th Constituency Stakeholders Meeting in Ikeja, Constituency 2. We have details in Ayola Adelesi's report.
It is the 9th Constituency Stakeholders Meeting, which took place simultaneously in all the 40 constituencies of the state, with this year's focus in ensuring food security for a sustainable future, youth participation and homegrown farming.
Today's deliberation is expected to identify the root causes of this program of food insecurity, which basically points to the fact that the citizens have abdicated their socio-economic responsibilities to the government and consequently provide a sustainable solution for the benefit of all, and indeed our dear country.
In Lagos State, change has been the watchword of successive governments, whether in the executive or the legislative arms.
In making sure that diverse opportunities are created for a better economic future. We recognize that there are challenges, but we know that with perseverance, with commitment, with tolerance, with a lot of faith and prayers, we'll get to that proposed destination that we want to. We acknowledge that things are hard. There's hardship in the land, but there is room and there's a lot of light at the end of the tunnel. And I believe that togetherness and unity will achieve greater results. That's the essence of this stakeholder gathering.
Speaking on the achievement of Honorable Adedamola Richard Kasumu, Deputy Majority Leader, Lagos State House of Assembly, Constituency 2, his constituents applaud his efforts as a lawmaker while asking him to do more in other areas.
He's a wonderful man. He's listening to people. You know, anytime you need his attention, he's going to give you. And like he said, he has rendered so many financial support to our people. So he's doing well. We are proud of him, and we will continue to pray for him so that he can do more.
This year is focused on agric, with special emphasis on the youth and homegrown. And this is very, very important for us in Ikeja, especially our youth. And we also discuss about it. I'm happy. On personal note, the Deputy Majority has also said it's going to assist further in addition to the Lagos State government and the federal government.
At the end of deliberations, it is believed that the slogan Ebinkpawa in Yoruba, Aguna Gwai in Igbo, and Muna Jinyiwa in Hausa will be negated and relegated. Ayola Adelesi, LTV News.
And still to come in the news. Trade Union Congress demand reversal of fuel prices. That's on Business News. Please stay with us.
On Business News tonight, the Trade Union Congress, TUC, has demanded the return of petrol prices to what they were as of June 2023. He asked the government to specially intervene in the sector by giving foreign exchange to Dangote Refinery at $1 to 1,000 and not at the current over $1 to 1,600 exchange rates to crash petrol prices. The TUC leader further emphasized on the availability, affordability and accessibility of petrol for all Nigerians, saying that the commodity is essential for all Nigerian households, even those without a second-hand value car. Recall that since May 2023, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has increased the pump prices of petrol from 184 naira in Lagos to 998 naira. The price per litre of petrol was around 450 naira in Lagos as of June 2023.
In alignment with the Young Farmers Club initiative, spearheaded by Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluwemi Tinubu, which encourages youth involvement in agriculture starting from primary school. The club has now been introduced in Lagos.
To the land that God has given to me, to respect it as I till, sow, and water it, to pursue my harvest with zeal, to keep a portion to replenish the fields.
At this year's Lagos Agri Scholars Quiz competition held in commemoration of World Food Day, Dr. Ebijoke Sanwo-Olu during the official induction ceremony applauded the First Lady's initiative and expressed optimism that the winner of the Every Home a Garden competition, another initiative by Senator Tinubu, will emerge from Lagos State.
Through this initiative, we are equipping our students with the skills and knowledge to explore modern farming techniques, mechanization, and sustainable agricultural practices that can transform Nigeria's agricultural landscape. In Lagos State, under the leadership of your Governor, Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, we are committed to providing the necessary support to ensure that our youths have the right opportunities and resources to thrive in agriculture. We will continue to align with initiatives like the Renewed Hope Initiative to position Lagos and Nigeria as hubs for modern agricultural practice and leaders in food production.
Lagos State Head of Service Olabode Agoro, Commissioner for Agriculture and Food Systems Abisola Olusoya, and a counterpart from the Ministry of Education encourage civil servants and students to explore opportunities in the agricultural sector and view it as a sustainable source of livelihood.
So there's no about to when you can start earning extra income. And helping your mom and dad at home, they can give you extra income as well. So I want to urge everybody, take this farming very seriously. And like they said, there's no nation that can survive without farmers.
We want to see this blossom into bigger, greater, and better things. More importantly, we want you students to walk away from here today with renewed hope in your minds, to know that there is indeed a space for you in the agricultural and food systems, and that you can do bigger and better things. You can make great amounts of money as well as give back to society in more ways than you can imagine.
It's only Lagos State that we have teachers for agricultural science in all our 629 secondary schools in Lagos State. Give it to Mr. Governor. It is only in Lagos State where we have 1,029 public primary schools that we have a small place called farm. Give it to Mr. Governor.
Growing the food I eat starts with me. I have my own farm at home. I have a poultry farm with the help of my dad, and most of the plants planted, the carrots and the pineapple, for example, were with the aid of my mom.
In the quiz competition, Oriwu Senior Model College, Ikorodu, emerged as winner, followed by Anthony Village Senior High School in second place and Only Child College, Ikoyi, in third. Omoyemi Akoro, NTV News.
A lone strike by Fisayo Dele Bashiru was all the Super Eagles needed to peep Brazilian's Libyan national team earlier today at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo. Playing at the near-empty stadium at Nest of Champions, the Super Eagles labored to find the back of the net before the Lazio FC midfielder struck in the 87th minute of the tie. The win keeps Nigeria on top of the Group D with 7 points ahead of Benin Republic on 6 points. Nigeria needs an outright victory over Libya in Benghazi on Tuesday to punch a qualifying ticket to the next edition of AFCON in Morocco. Ballon d'Or nominee Ademola Lookman and Victor Boniface were listed to lead Super Eagles' assaults against Libya. Stanley Nwabali retained his place between the sticks for Nigeria. The South African-based goalie also got cover from the defense led by William Tristan Ekong, Olaino, Calvin Bassey and Bruno Onyemachi. Usual suspects like Alex Iwobi, Frank Oyenka, Wilfred Ndidi, Moses Simon were assigned the midfield role. Participants have commended the Nigeria Olympic Committee on the basic life support and Art Savers training designed to enhance emergency response for athletes, officials and others at sport venues. The sports medicine seminar, organized by the Medical and Scientific Commission of the NOC and the International Olympic Committee through the Olympic Solidarity, was facilitated by the emergency healthcare consultants. With the theme, Saving Lives in Critical Moments, medical personnel, coaches, and athlete support staff from the National Sports Federations, state sports councils, and commissions took part in the training. The hands-on training focused on essential life-saving techniques, including cardiopulmonary resuscitation, the use of automated external defibrillators, and managing airway obstructions.
We want to thank NOC for organizing this course, and I would like it to go around. More and more people should be recommended for this course. It's very good to all the athletes, all the federations should come out and come and do it and extend it to the public.
It's very important for anybody, not only medical people, anybody at all that is that can be in a position where a patient or an athlete goes into cardiac arrest. It's important to know the basic steps to do because they're actually very easy and very easy to learn. So it's important that everybody should go through this course so they can learn the basic 1, 2, 3 things to do whenever you see a patient or an individual that has had a cardiac arrest.
While providing medical education to equip officials and stakeholders with the necessary skills to respond effectively in emergency situations, the training highlighted NOC's commitment to improving emergency preparedness and response within the sports community and beyond.
You've seen it in the news where footballers or athletes just pass out, and it's possible that some people didn't know what to do. So with this knowledge they've gotten, they can apply it to their various sporting events, and then they also know what to do whenever they see things like this.
This training is for everybody, and seeing their effort, trying to do their best to be able to be the best out there. It's not about sports. If anything happened with what they have now, I'm sure they are able to recognize emergencies and know what to do before the advanced help comes.
The organization that gave us this place and has delivered this message to us and the knowledge to us have been excellent. We thank God that we had this interaction, and we know that there's still many more we can do with them. And with the work we have done, we are still expecting that we're still going to do many more, because the welfare of the athletes and the welfare of even the athlete support is a paramount thing for the NOC and the IOC as we speak.
The 4-day sports medicine seminar held in Lagos had over 60 participants drawn from different states across the country benefiting from the training. Novak.
And on the foreign scene, Gaza's health ministry says 61 Palestinians were killed and 231 wounded in the latest 24-hour reporting period. Israeli forces fired a watchtower used by UN peacekeepers in southern Lebanon, injuring 2 people. There are scenes of chaos in Beirut after Israel strikes with the city center, destroying 2 residential buildings, killing at least 22 persons and wounding 117. Meanwhile, Israeli attacks continue in Gaza, with a number of people, including an infant, killed in Jabalia and Deir el-Aba. UN Peacekeeping Chief tells Security Council that the safety and security of peacekeepers in Lebanon is increasingly in jeopardy as Israeli forces opened fire on UNIFIL posts in the country's south. In Gaza, at least 42,126 people have been killed and 98,117 wounded in Israeli attacks since October 2023. And just before we go, let's take another look at our top stories. The federal government has given approval for marketers to lift fuel from Dangote refinery as the Senate President Godswill Akpabio assures of stability in price of fuel. The All Progressives Congress has suspended the Petroleum Minister Heineken Lokbobiri and 9 others for alleged anti-party activities. We also told you that the Lagos State House of Assembly has commenced the 9th edition of its annual constituency in all 49 constituencies with focus on food security for a sustainable future. And on the foreign scene, Israel has intensified attacks on Lebanon as Gaza death toll continues to rise. And time for us to check out tomorrow's weather forecast. And please consider this thought. Life is a succession of lessons which must be lived to be understood. And in case of emergencies, please call 767 or 112. They are toll-free lines. Thank you for watching. I am Adetola Kayode, and on behalf of the crew, we wish that you have a wonderful night rest. Good night.